The alarm goes off at 5:30 a.m. Not because you have to, because you stopped negotiating with yourself a long time ago. The room is quiet, still dark outside. Most people are asleep, but you're awake. You sit on the edge of the bed for a second, not rushing, not checking notifications, not grabbing your phone immediately. That version of you disappeared years ago. Now, the first thing you notice is silence. You walk to the kitchen, pour water, stand near the window while the city slowly wakes up. And honestly, this used to be the dream. Not the money, the peace.
People think becoming a millionaire feels loud. Luxury cars, expensive watches, huge parties. But real wealth feels strangely quiet. No panic, no chaos, no constant fear about survival. That changes a person. You remember what life used to feel like, checking your bank account before buying food, calculating bills in your head, feeling guilty every time you spent money. Back then, mornings felt heavy. Now they feel controlled. That's the biggest difference. Control.
You sit down at the table with your notebook. No music, no distraction, just thoughts. Most people think money changes your lifestyle, but first it changes your mind. Because once you stop worrying about survival every second, you finally hear yourself think clearly. You write down the day, workout, meetings, reading, business decisions, time with family, everything intentional. That word became important to you, intentional. Because before money, your life felt reactive. You reacted to bills, to stress, to emergencies, to exhaustion. Now your life feels designed. That's what people don't understand. Millionaires aren't rich because they randomly got lucky one morning. Most of them became obsessive about how they spent their time. Time became more valuable than money. You learned that slowly, especially after realizing how many years were wasted distracted, scrolling, overthinking, waiting to feel ready, waiting for motivation, waiting for confidence. But eventually you realized, nobody suddenly becomes disciplined. They build it, one difficult morning at a time. You put on running shoes, step outside. The air is cold. The streets are quiet. And for a few minutes, there's no business, no pressure, no noise, just movement. That's another thing money changed. You stopped chasing stimulation all the time. Back then, your brain constantly needed distractions, videos, notifications, entertainment. Now, peace feels expensive. You run past apartment buildings and glowing office towers, and sometimes you think about how strange life is. Millions of people waking up stressed, rushing into jobs they hate, trying to survive another month. You used to be one of them. That's why gratitude became automatic. Not fake gratitude, real gratitude. Because you remember the pressure, the anxiety, the uncertainty, the fear of feeling stuck forever. People online love talking about becoming rich, but almost nobody talks about the emotional relief of no longer feeling trapped. That relief changes your nervous system. You return home, shower, simple breakfast, nothing dramatic. That surprises people too. The richer you became, the simpler your routines became. Because eventually, you realize most luxury is unnecessary noise. You don't need 10 expensive things. You need peace, health, time, freedom. That realization changes the way you spend money. You stop buying things to impress strangers. You start buying time. Time to rest, time to think, time to breathe. You sit at your desk. The office is clean, minimal. A younger version of you would have expected something more dramatic. But success stopped feeling emotional after a while. It became structural. Systems, habits, consistency. That's the boring truth nobody wants to hear. Most financial success is repetitive. Wake up, do the work, repeat, again and again for years. People only notice the result. They don't see the lonely nights, the uncertainty, the self-doubt, the failures. You remember those nights clearly. The nights you almost gave up. The nights you questioned yourself. The nights you watched other people succeed while your own progress felt invisible. That part changes you forever. Because once you survive uncertainty long enough, you stop fearing difficult seasons. You open your laptop, messages, investments, business reports. At one point, all of this would have overwhelmed you. Now it feels normal. That's another strange thing about success. Humans adapt quickly. The things that once felt impossible eventually become routine, which is dangerous. Because if you're not careful, you stop appreciating your own life. That's why you force yourself to slow down sometimes, to remember. Remember the small apartment, remember the anxiety, remember the version of yourself praying for opportunities. That memory keeps you grounded. Without it, ego quietly takes over. And ego destroys people. You've seen it happen. People become successful and suddenly start believing they're untouchable. They stop learning, they stop listening, they stop growing. That mindset ruins more people than failure does. Because failure keeps people humble. Success tests character. Your routine as a millionaire isn't about looking rich. It's about finally owning your life.